Hey, my name's James Nicholson and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this week's mortgage rates, there is some bad news. More rates have gone up than at any other week we've been doing this. I think we've been doing this 6-7 weeks now, and this week more rates have gone up. So it's more important than ever to get this information, find out where the best rates are, and if you've got a mortgage that expires at some point this year, start the process now, because you can fix a rate now, and then if in that period of time before that new rate starts, then rates go down, you just switch on to that before the new deal starts. But there is so much uncertainty at the moment, and that is what's causing the rates to go up at the moment. You see, we had inflation data last week, and that inflation data was still relatively high. The American inflation data is still relatively high as well. The Federal Reserve in America has ruled out any near-term interest rate drops now, which is not great for anybody. The Bank of England will likely follow suit. So it is just really unpredictable at the moment. And so my point is that if you have a deal that's expiring, just go to your broker, go to your lender, and get something agreed in principle. Get a rate fixed now. Then, before that rate starts, if a better deal comes around, swap onto that. So let's look at what's gone on this week, because there is some real changes and I want to keep you up to date on what actually is happening in the market. First is HMO mortgages, and these are for houses of multiple occupancy, like a student let. Maybe you've heard of that or you want to do that. The Mortgage Works week in, week out is probably the best lender, but they have increased rates this week, particularly on the 5-year. So the 5-year deal is now matching the 2-year deal. The 5-year deal is 5.39%, which is an increase. Fees are quite high on these deals, 3%, but they are down. They were at 6% at one stage. And the loan to value is 75%, same as any buy-to-let. The 2-year deal, 5.39, 3% fees, and 75% loan to value as well. So that's the Mortgage Works on an HMO mortgage, house of multiple occupancy. Now, limited company mortgages. This is how I recommend you buy property. If you're looking to buy property right now, I'd suggest that you get it bought in a limited company, because if you do that, it's just going to work out cheaper. It's going to be more tax efficient longer term. You're going to be able to pass it on to people easier in the future as well. So limited company mortgages is a 5-year mortgage with the Mortgage Works. Again, rates have gone up on this one. Not ideal. So the 5-year deal has gone up to 5.49% now, which is an increase. Fees on most Mortgage Works products are 3%. Loan to value, 75% with that. So not the best rate in the world, but it's okay. It's still better than last year, but it is getting more expensive. So if you've got a deal, just try and get something agreed right now. 2-year deal has also gone up. This was hovering at under 5% last week. Now we're looking at a rate of 5.29%, which is an increase again. 3% fees, 75% loan to value. So Mortgage Works are a good lender, but you've got to take into account those fees. Now, if you take a 3% fee and you split that over 5 years, it's not so bad. Some people look at that and say that's super, super high. But if it keeps your monthly payments down and you pay at the end, then it's an option, right? Buy to let in your personal name. Now, we do this every week because this is how the majority of buy to lets are right now. Most people, because buy-to-let's been around for 20, 30 years, most people buy them in their personal name. So NatWest has taken over the both best deals on the market at the moment, and they've put the rates up. Right? Just so you know how bad this is. They're still the cheapest, and they put their rates up. So not a great week, but loads of other lenders did as well. Lots of lenders put their rates up this week, and that's because, as I said, of the inflation data and the swap rates and all that kind of stuff, right? So before we jump into this one, if you haven't done do subscribe to the channel down there, somewhere down there. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification. We're on the way to 23,000 subscribers now, which is crazy good. And while you're here, smash the like button or tickle it. Do something to the like button. That really helps me with the YouTube algorithm to get more views on the content. So do that now and share this video. There's tons of people that have got a remortgage this year. This could be useful to them. So do press that share button. So buy-to-let mortgages in a personal name, they're okay, these rates. These, again, were closer to 7% a year ago, but they're still way higher than things were. I've got an interesting video coming out tomorrow about why, if Donald Trump gets in power, something crazy might happen to interest rates. So do check that one out tomorrow. Their 5-year rate on a buy-to-let is 4.52%. The fees are 995, loan to value 75%. The 2-year deal is 4.92%. That has also increased. It's a 999 fee on that one with 75%. Now, I just want to cover something on this because I've had a lot of people comment on my videos or message me on Instagram about this lender in particular. NatWest, it can be hard to approach them directly to get a deal. And sometimes you can't find these rates. Go to a broker. My broker's doing a deal for me right now with NatWest directly. I can't get that deal going to NatWest myself. So he is able to get a rate that I can't get. So do go to a broker to try and find this NatWest deal. Now, residential mortgages. These have changed. These lenders are different this week as well. Both of these lenders have increased their rates, and both of them are still the best deals on the market. So this is for residential property where either you've got a 25% deposit or you've got 25% equity in the property. If you've got more equity, you're going to find a rate close to this anyway. It's not going to get that much better. So Lloyds is the best on the 5-year deal. Their deal is at 4.5%. So 4.5% with 995 on fees, 75% loan to value. Not too bad, but yeah, not as good as things were a few months ago. 2-year deal is with the Cumberland Bank. These guys have been quite competitive over the last few weeks. We've seen them being aggressive, getting in there on deals, particularly on low deposit deals as well. So they've gone on the 25% deposit route on this one. So it's 2-year deal, 4.83%, which is more expensive than last week. 999 in fees, 75% loan to value. So these are worth checking out if you've got a residential mortgage. And the next one is residential mortgages again, but with a small deposit. So these are if you've got just 10% deposit if you want to buy, or 10% equity, right? That's important that we get that clear. So Lloyds, they've got a great deal, 4.78%. This is still an increase on last week on the 5-year deal. The fees are 999, loan to value is 90% on this one, sorry. And the 2-year deal was with Loughborough Building Society. This is one of the only rates this week that didn't increase. There was some earlier on with the mortgage works and stuff like that, but most rates did increase this week in all categories. Loughborough kept the 2-year deal for a small deposit like 10% at 5.05% with 999 in fees. So all in all, it's been a brutal week. The week started with interest rates going up. I don't think we're going to see too much movement again in the next 7 days. I do think these rates will stick around for 7 days. But if you want one of these deals, or like I said, if you've got a deal breaking or finishing in the next 6 months, get an application in now because you can fix the rate, as I've said multiple times. Then if the interest rates drop, then just swap on to the better deal before you start the new deal. But don't just wait and then something happens with inflation next week and it goes back up to 5%. The Bank of England get crazy and put the interest rates up, and then these rates go to 6.5% again. Protect yourself. Like, that's the smartest thing you could do. Share that knowledge and information with everybody you know. Seems obvious, but it's not. Most people don't do that, right? And there are hundreds, literally hundreds. If you look through the comments on all the videos, we get hundreds of comments every day, but there are hundreds of people that have said, from watching this content, from being told that, they fixed a better rate. So I want more people to do that, and I hope you do that as well. So that's the roundup for this week. Yeah, tough week. Interest rates have been up. That's due to bad inflation data. It's not shifting fast enough. And we might, if we don't get a big drop next month, we might see a little more of this before things get any better. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do comment below. Do smash the like button, guys. That really does help me. I do appreciate everyone that does that. Subscribe, hit the bell. If you can find a lender as well that's got a better rate than any of these, comment below, share it with people, help people out. That's the point of this video, showing you the best deals in the market. So do comment below and let us know, and we'll go and check it out, and maybe we'll include that next week. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video, which is right over here.